Let me ask you a question. Do you find yourself feeling anxious around women? Do you find yourself feeling insecure? Do you find yourself feeling self-conscious? Self-conscious that they might be judging you, they might not think you're attractive, you just feel intimidated, you just feel scared. If that is the case, stay on this video because I'm going to help you to solve this problem. I've been coaching guys now for 10 years in the area of people skills, social skills, confidence, dating, business, success, motivation, etc. And hit that subscribe button. My name's Jonathan, I'm a confidence coach. I love what I do, I'm passionate about teaching. It's very challenging at times, but that's why I enjoy it. And I only work with committed clients. And I've been doing YouTube now for 10 years and I've coached clients from all around the world. People fly from all different parts of the world to do my programs in London. And I've coached hundreds of clients over Zoom, public talks, podcast shows, etc. So during that time I've learned a lot. And if you know my story originally, I really struggled like you did starting out. I was very anxious with people, especially with women and dating and life, depression, anxiety. If you check some of my videos out, it will explain how I overcame it. But I'm going to share the practices today in this video so you can fix this. So the reason why you're feeling like this around women, well, if we get to the root cause of the problem, we'll touch on it, is because of trauma, because of things that have happened in the past. We all go through trauma. And traumas, if they're not treated, they develop schemas. Schemas are negative beliefs about yourself. It's like where there is a stain on your psychology. So if you got bullied or laughed at when you were younger at school by guys or girls or both, or you got criticised a lot, or you got shouted a lot by parents or criticised by parents, that affects you when you're younger. Of course, when you're young, you're vulnerably sensitive. Now, the effects of those things happening to you, those bad experiences, can start creating voices and thoughts and feelings of low self-esteem. And the beliefs will have a conversation, and the conversation usually goes something like this: I'm not good enough, I'm not enough, women are not interested in me, I'm not attractive, I'm not worthy of being loved, or other people are better than me, or I'm ashamed, I'm a shameful person, or I'm a bad person, or I'm not skilled, or I'm not intelligent, or I'm not successful. It's a very critical, quite a soul-destroying, heartbreaking, sorry, my alarm. It's quite a heartbreaking negative in a conversation. So after years of listening to this conversation, it makes you anxious. And the anxiety, the root cause of the anxiety is the fear of being rejected by women and being hurt and being judged. It all comes back to rejection, because it doesn't mean it's actually true, but in childhood there would have been some form of perceived rejection from people, from women, or maybe you didn't get enough attention, etc., and other people did. So all of it kind of comes down to the fear of not being loved by women and rejected. So when you're around women, unconsciously, the anxiety is like, that's where you feel threatened that they could reject you any time. So there's an unease, you're not comfortable. It's almost like, if you're scared of something, really scared, and you're around it, then it's going to trigger you. So how do you fix this? Well, I break it down into two categories. The first category is you have to fix you. You have to fix the problem, and the problem is self-esteem. And the way that you fix your self-esteem, the most quickest effective way is you got to be honest about all your fears in your life and your responsibilities, and you've got to tackle them one by one. You've got to face them. You've got to do what psychologists call exposure therapy. So you've got to gradually confront the things that you're frightened of. And through that process, you will 100% notice that your self-esteem will increase, your courage, your character, your toughness, your mental fortitude. It won't happen straight away, but it will happen gradually. And the more fears you face, without taking huge long breaks, the more consistency, or the more consistent you are, and the more momentum you build, the faster your confidence and self-esteem will increase. So that's on a practical level. Now, onto the more deeper things. If you find your purpose in life, or if you don't understand what it means, if you find your passion or your goal, whatever that may be, and it's different for all my clients, for most of them, which is a good thing, if you find your purpose and you live it, that will automatically change your energy from negative to positive. It will increase self-esteem. It will increase feelings of worthiness. So now, when you're around women, some anxiety is normal. You know, women experience it around men as well. We all do around one another. There is a healthy level of anxiety. Why do we experience it? Because we're human, and we're all afraid of being hurt, and you know, we're all afraid of, to a certain degree, of trusting other people, because we don't always know people. We don't know what they're thinking, what they're going to do. So it's natural to have some level, but when it's unhealthy, that's when you know you've got a problem and you've got to sort it out if you want to live a better life. So you'll notice that your anxiety levels around women will be a lot less. Even at times, anxiety won't even be present. You'll actually feel relaxed and confident, but only if you put these foundations in place. And I'm going to be honest with you, for most guys, they're naive, they underestimate how much work has to go in to fix this problem. It's not going to happen by reading a book or watching a video alone. It's not enough. Not when you're talking about trauma. This usually takes between, I would say, if you did a 6 weeks program with me, you'd make massive changes. But 6 weeks wouldn't entirely be enough. It would be enough to make huge changes. For example, some of my clients in 6 weeks will get a date. They'll get their first date or several dates, which is amazing, and they will make progress, which is fantastic. But to make a lifelong transformation, I'm guessing between 6 months to a year. 6 months to a year of exposure therapy. And by the way, I do long-term programs as well. I've got like what I call an invisible program. Well, I'd only do it for a certain client that I could really get on with, a 6 months program or a 12 months program. And during that time, you'd set long-term goals, short-term goals, and you'd really work at this. So if you put these things into place ASAP, you will see significant change in your confidence when you're around women. But a lot of guys, they're not aware of this. They just think that, oh, I'm really nervous around women and I'm trying to find like an anecdote or a conversational starter that's going to take it away, but it's not going to do that. It's not really about you having a set of lines or the exact word that you're going to say to a woman that's going to make her love you. It's a deeper problem than that. It's an anxiety issue that needs to be addressed in the right way. And as I said, the right way is exposure therapy. So you've got to improve your lifestyle. You can't just be this antisocial guy who doesn't have goals in life and who's not accountable, and then just expect to read a book, get a few conversation starters or lines and just get around women. All of a sudden you've got an anxiety and you're this superstar or someone you see in a movie. It's very naive thinking. You've got to break out of that. I'm just being honest with you because I really want to help you. And I'm always honest with my clients, even if it offends them or it makes them uncomfortable, because my job is not to please. My job is to change lives. It's to lower anxiety, increase confidence and get results. Most of my clients really respect me for it and they appreciate it, and that's why they come back. And that's why they take my coaching, which is expensive, because the value that I offer is definitely not cheap. It's invaluable to change your life. So these are the things that you need to do. Now, there's two solutions you've got. You can do these things alone, and I've just given you everything for free today. I've just given you the entire blueprint on how to fix your anxiety issues with women. The first one is, we're aware of why do we have it? Because of childhood trauma, because of negative things that have happened. Those negative things have created schemas on your psychology, or negative perceptions or fears, insecurities, negative thoughts. And those things are playing out when you're around women. You're getting triggered because of the threat of being rejected, being hurt, etc. So the solution, as I said, is you've got to take action on your fears. You've got to do exposure therapy, which is an uncomfortable practice, but it's so rewarding. And then you've got to find a purpose in your life and you've got to live it. And the combination of the two is eventually what takes it away. And then of course, you get these positive experiences around women. You get a date or you have a good conversation. You practice good ethics, which is what I always teach. I teach guys how to be respectful, women honest, themselves, etc. So doing it alone is going to be very difficult without my help or a teacher, but it's definitely possible, but it's not probable that most people will be able to do that, because it's mentally and emotionally demanding. So if you invest in a mentor in one of my coaching programs, you're going to achieve this faster, it's going to be less painful, and you're going to get to your goal quicker. So that's how you do it. Now, I hope you get a lot out of this video and you practice it and you go away. Like I say, Les Brown saying, you don't have to be great to get started with all this, but you've got to get started to become great. So just start off today doing simple things, like I said, leaving the house, going for a walk, going to the gym, saying hello to people, and sit down, and figure out what your goals are. But if you're ready to get a mentor, my email address is below. You'll find it if you're dedicated. Send me an email, I'll get back to you in 48 hours. I cannot promise that I can coach you, because I only work with people that are committed, that I like, that I can trust. I know that they're going to be right for the program. So I'm not going to be rude, but if I feel that you're not right, I'm going to be honest and tell you, and then it will be within your own interest to find a coach that is right for you, because there are a lot of good coaches out there. So I hope you get a lot out of this video. I'll speak to you guys in the next video. I look forward to potentially working with more of you in the future and receiving your email, and I'll get back to you and we can have a conversation, see if we can work together, all right? Speak to you soon. Thanks for coming on. Fearless.